Hey up YouTube, how you doing? God, it seems like ages since I was last out. Back down on Cleethorpes North Wall. I'm right down at the very bottom end by the big gates, I don't know what you call them. The gates. Blockhouse, that's it. You can go further if you want to climb round all that. And I have done in the past, but I'm not doing it today because we've got Rosa with us today, who sat down there sulking because she's waiting for a cup of tea.
No. But I do want tea.
We'll have tea in a second. Yeah, just hoping for anything really. I'll roll the intro and we'll have a chat about the rigs I'm using, the bait I'm using, all that good stuff. And hopefully we'll see some fish today, eh? As you can tell by the attire, it's actually quite warm down here today. So, hopefully speaking, don't bode well for fish. Sea's flat calm. It's a big tide.
7-2 tonight.
It is a 7-2. And it's...
I'm not small. I'm about half the size.
And it's warm. So we'll have to wait and see. So there has been a few love taps on the blue rod, which should be just in frame for you guys. Let me just double check. Yes, it is. So we'll have a look at that in a little bit. It's got a pennel on it, so it needs a firm take on it really. And then on the red rod, which I've literally just sent out, we've got a Wessex rig. The blue rod's got squid and bluey on it. Said I were going to do all this after intro, didn't I? Oh, knock that off with you. Cheers. Yeah, the blue rod's got squid and bluey on it. The red rod at the moment's got squid and black on it. It's all I've got with me today. Yeah, the freezer went down, so it's all a bit stinky as well, to be honest. So I don't hold out much up. Squid were a bit pink and black were a bit mushy, but you never know unless you've got hooks in water, do you? I'll see you in a sec. Don't know if we'll use that time lapse there. I don't know if anything will have shown up either. The blue rod is just continually getting little love taps, so we're going to have a look at it now.
Is it heavy?
No, it's not heavy. Just to explain the nature of what we're doing tonight, we are a bit late on the tide. We did arrive just before high tide, so we're only going to get, it's going to be a short video, we're only going to get sort of 2.5 hours fishing down this end. You do get slightly longer up the top end there,
But we can't get past the gate.
but
It's locked.
I wanted to come down here. This end notoriously, or as standard generally, fishes slightly better. Oh, there's the shock leader. See, it's still... No, there's nothing on that. Nothing on that. We'll have a look at the bait, see if the bait's been chewed. Yeah, this reel, for whatever reason, as soon as it hits the shock leader, it could be the shock leader, I suppose, not the reel, it just bites down, it just won't, it just stops turning. Let's have a look at this bait. Yeah. Showing signs of something having a go at it. But if it was nothing big. but we'll change it. I only made the bluey wraps really as a sort of go-between. My primary bait was always going to be squid and black tonight, so we'll send a squid and black.
I hate them today.
So just curl that on. I don't know what size pennel hooks I've put on this, but they seem very small. But like I said, this is really the cod hunting rig, the pennel. Short snoods, clean ground, cleanish ground anyway. Not using my leads here, although I probably should because they tend to fare coming up the wall slightly better. Yeah, I've got Trident tackle on my pulley pennel. The new Dynaform, I think it's called a Dynaform, is really good. I really like it. I think I said I'd do actually a tying video, but I haven't. I'll get round to doing that. I know every man and his dog knows how to tie a pulley pennel, but and I have done one before, but I'll do another one. I let go of that too early. It still seemed to travel. But as per usual, the blue rod, the 15-footer, the Penn Tidal XR. And if you're interested, guys, actually, I've noticed a lot of the other YouTubers doing it recently, doing a sort of beach setup, sort of what their setup is. If you're interested, I'll film that, because hopefully I'm going to get this video out before Saturday, and then I'm going to be filming down the bench or Bonkers Bank on Saturday, is the hope. So if you'd be interested in seeing if I can get down there during daylight hours, this is, if you're interested in seeing what my setup is, let me know in the comments. And if you've listened to my inane ramblings, and you know, as I say in almost all my videos, this is nitty gritty fishing. This is not here's a fish, here's a fish, here's a fish channel. This is a fishing vlog. This is very little taken out, very little edited. It's true fishing. If I blank a blank and the video still goes up. If it fishes its nuts off, the video still goes up. You know, it's 6 and 2 3s. The videos always go up. Even when I have a bad day and fall out with everything, the video still goes up. But yeah, it's that's a little bit further left than I wanted it to be, fair, or right, should I say. If you like this sort of thing, this sort of style, this true to form fishing, do press that like button, do press that subscribe button, do join in the comments down below, do join the Facebook group. I'm sure I'm still forgetting to put the link to the Facebook page in the description, but if I have, mention it in the comments and I'll put it as a pinned comment, because I'll forget, I always do. But if you're interested in doing what my current setup is, you know, my bags, I've just transferred over to a small box just to see if I get on with it. I might even take the shelter with me on Saturday, because I might be doing a very long session. We'll have to wait and see. Depends what time I set off and how I'm doing for bait, etc. But if that's the sort of thing you're interested in, let me know in the comments below. I know there's a lot of other YouTubers out there, a lot of aspiring YouTubers. If you're interested in me trying to film on my phone, and show you what I use for my recording setup. Also, let me know, and I will try and get that recorded and uploaded. I'm going to do my monthly live, not this weekend, probably midweek next week. Probably while I'm just melting some lead down or making some leads. I haven't done one. I tend to just do one a month. I don't go live at the fishing venues because I can't always go live at the fishing venues. I tend to find that phone signal can be a bit hit and miss. I mean, here it's pretty good, but down on Bonkers Bank I know it's non-existent. So that's not worth it. Have I got any comments to go through? Let me just have a quick look, see if there's any that I haven't responded to. William Collett. William Collett, you commented on my Bridlington South Pier video. Are you by any chance the skipper of the Yorkshire Rose? If you are, do get in touch. I'm not after any handouts, but I am interested in going out on your boat for mackerelling. Yes, you can come if we can find something that helps you with your travel sickness. We're trying quells today, so we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to see how they go, and I'll have to find something for me because I get really travel sick. So William, if you are the skipper, or if you are friends of the skipper, or first mate or whatever on the Yorkshire Rose, yours are for kids. Please do get in touch. Jonathan Coates, you left me a lovely message that I really enjoyed reading. Sadly, Russ, the good old days of fishing at Bridlington, both piers, have finished. The best years were the 70s. Over the years, the East Coast has been murdered by trawlers. Nothing left except little whiting and dabs. Mussels were the bait back then. Sorry to anyone fishing in Bridlington these days, but you're wasting your time and money. Speaking to a couple of local anglers, there wasn't very many about on that day. You don't seem to be far off the truth there, Jonathan. You really don't. It does seem as though it is very quiet these days.
Especially winter.
Compared to how it used to fish. Sorry, I think the tide's just turning, so the rod started acting a little funny. Levo ripping me about the multiplier. Thank you very much for your kind words. Gary, again, thank you very much for your support. Thank you very much for your kind words. Alf, it was lovely to get out there for your birthday, mate. It really was. Hopefully I'll see you Saturday. Hopefully you'll get down Bonkers Bank. No, Rosie, you can't come to Bonkers Bank on Saturday, but just because it's a very high tide and it's kind of dangerous down there. And it's dark, yeah. In summertime, when we're going for sharks and smooth hounds, then you'll be coming.
All the time.
But not all the time, but sometimes. Stevie B, just from my experience, the North Pier is a bit better. I said, and Alf did agree, that perhaps we should have fished the North Pier. We were advised on the day at the bait shop that the South was slightly better. I did actually want to go on to the North. I do think, however, the tide, not the tide, the sea might have been a little bit tough. There might have been too much tow. It might have blown us straight back into the wall on that particular day. But even just mackerel is fine. What are you saying? Size 1, 1/0 hooks, mackerel and lug baits. Yeah, I only caught on mackerel that day. The rag did nothing. I didn't end up using any blacks. July to early September for the mackerel. And just baited feather rigs with strips of squid. When they swim past, they hook themselves almost. Yeah, that's my experience, although limited, as to when you go for mackerel, you just reel it in and you feel them just go nom and bonk, and yeah, there you go. Steve, well, not a blank. Yeah, you're right. Well done, tight lines. Thank you very much, Steve. Andy, Andy, okay, if you tell me, I did reply to you, Andy, Andy Young. If you tell me where Bonkers Bank is, then count me in. If loads of folk turn up, I shall pretend I forgot my fishing gear. That way, no embarrassment for me. Mate, honestly, it's all about just having crack. I'm assuming you're talking about sort of the sort of get-together I'm wanting to do down there for everybody. Well, I'm not doing it for everybody, but I'm just trying to sort of have a bit of a laugh one night. If that's what you're talking about, don't worry about it. I'm sure I'll blank.
Dad.
Yes. Paolo Tosi, sorry mate, I don't speak Italian, but I did translate it, and it was something about, based on my review of the IMAX storm shelter, you weren't going to buy one. Really, it is a good shelter. It really is a good shelter. And I think that's it. Paul and Michelle on tour. You've replied to my comment. Oh, no, that's fine. Steve, I finally said hi to you. Sorry, it's taken me so long. You saw me coming down. We had a quick chat up the top end. There's loads of fellas up the top end, and I guarantee if I go on Facebook now, they'll be all catch reports. Although, to be fair, Mick and Matty have got me on in WhatsApp. So if they do catch something, they do tend to send me a picture. Just to rub it in that they're catching and I'm not.
And you could have gone that way, but...
Well, we could have stayed up there, to be fair. We could have stayed up there, and perhaps we should have done. But, you know, there was loads of them up there. We'd have ended up tangling lines, so I'd rather... And I had my heart set on coming all the way down here, so hopefully it produces a fish. 'Tis a long walk. But we'll drink all the tea, and that way that'll be lighter for you to carry back. Because there'll be no tea in it. It'll be empty. It'll be light.
Oh. I forgot this was... Oh well.
Yeah. Well, told you you're not having too much tea because it's not decaffeinated, so you can't have too much.
Yeah.
But we won't be. Well, I'm not going to have decaffeinated tea, am I? I'm not an 8-year-old girl, 9-year-old girl.
Excuse me, I'm 8. Not 9. I'm dead.
It is coming close to time where we want to have a look at the red rod, really. So, should we do that? Yeah, let's do that. Let's bring the red rod in. And I might change the shock leader on the green rod. I say I don't know what it is. It's definitely down at the reel. I took the reel apart at the weekend, cleaned it, oiled it. So I don't think it's the reel. I think it might be that there's a fault on the line or something like that that's causing issue. But we shall have to have a look. God, that was loose. Didn't tighten this reel on very well. Right, let's have a look at the Wessex rig, see if the Wessex rig will produce. No, nothing on that, it's too light. There's only a little 3-ounce lead on it, and I can feel nothing. So it's coming straight in. Got some new line on this reel. Asso Invisisilk.
Cod.
No, there's nothing on this, Rosa, trust me.
Okay. That might not do.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Told you. It was light all the way in. Let's have a look. Summit might have had a bit of a sniff at the top hook.
And the bottom.
From the looks of it.
And the bottom.
Now look at the bottom one. No, that's not been touched.
Just the top. 3, 2, 1. Didn't hear the splash.
No, I'm a bit concerned with that there's no water out there, to be honest.
I can't see. I'm going to go check.
Alright.
Stand in the area.
Yeah. The only thing that makes me think we are actually in water is everything's coming back wet. So anyway, I'll get this bait back up and reshot. I'll stick you back, sorry, I'll stick you back on time lapse, and I'll see you in a bit. We've had a talk, we've had a chat. Don't forget, like, share and subscribe, all that good stuff. It really does help me out. I'll see you in a bit. Hey guys, tell you what, it's finally happened. We've got a cod. Oh, it's got the barbel. We've got a cod. Sorry, I should hold it upside down, shouldn't I? Unicorn. Tiny, tiny, tiny little cod. Really tiny. But it's this season's first cod. I was going to change the rig. I don't know if I'll bother now. Let's get it back to fight another day, eh? I'll be back in a sec. I say codling, sorry. It's not even a pound, it's definitely a codling. Lovely bright colours, lovely bright eyes. Now all we need is one about 10 times bigger. So I'm going to risk it all. I'm going to risk it all. I'm taking off the Wessex and I'm putting on another pulley pennel with big hooks again. I might yet rebait this Wessex and resend it, but I'm changing to, I've just done, just because I haven't, like I say, I'm on bait that was in the bottom of the freezer and sort of lost the freezer, it defrosted. So I've done a mega worm, 4 worms, doubled over, wrapped up. So we'll see. It's going on the Achios, so it won't be going out at any great range. I've upped the lead to one of Sea Weights' glow in the dark leads, just because it was the first one I picked up, to a 5, which the Achios, to be fair, although Will Cast doesn't like it, or I don't like casting it this weight with the Achios, because it's sort of at the top end. but it's not a blank, and we've had a cod. You can't say better than that. Like I say, might have been a tiny one, but a cod's a cod. First cod of the 2021-22 cod season. I did actually, it was roughly this time last year where I caught my first ever cod, and it was about the same size, to be fair. No, that one will hopefully have gone off and grown up.
I remember the time where there was one to fight and one wanted to go in the...
Well, that didn't go anywhere near as far as I wanted it to.
There was a fish that wanted to go in there.
There was, yes. So yeah, we sent out a mega worm on the Achios. It's not far out, but then you don't have to fish it far out for the cod here. You don't have to have the mega chucks. I'm going to bring the other rod in, I think, am I? No, I'm going to leave it a little bit longer. Yeah, I'm going to leave it a little bit longer, have another cup of tea. Like I said, the videos down here, they're a bit difficult to record. There's not a great deal of light. It's a long walk, so I don't carry all my lighting with me. Which is why I do, when I'm down here, I do a lot of time lapse, because it's not an easy mark to film on. Like I said, hopefully over the weekend we're going to the bench. I don't know who, if anybody is coming down to fish with me. I know some people have said, yes, it's on the Saturday. Okay. I know some people have said that they are going to come, but it depends on the day, doesn't it? Life throws up obstacles. But that I would imagine that mark is going to be a very much of, you'll either hit something decent or you'll hit nothing at all. It's going to be either. Yeah, I reckon it's going to be very much something decent or absolutely nothing. There's going to be no middle ground. It's a big tide. I'm going to be taking plenty of bait. I'm contemplating getting some fresh bait. If I do, I need to rig up accordingly, because at the moment I'm pretty much rigged up for big frozen. Or big wraps as opposed to worm. I'm not that familiar with multi-bagging live worm, with doing multi live worm. I'm not that familiar with doing it. I'd love someone to show me, really. I know how to back some worm, you know, put a couple of worms on and back them with a squid, and I know how to obviously hook on the blue rod straight away there. Sorry, straight away, that's actually been out there a while. That was a good little rock, that was a good little knock, that was. We'll have to wait and see if that develops. What I want really is something just to go bang. But I just don't seem to be that lucky. The only time really I've hit something I've seen something hit any of my rods that hard was, well, twice in fact, was when fishing for the sole just over the other side of this fence and smooth downs. I've not had anything, I don't know, tell a lie, I have seen, yeah, a bass bite perhaps. But then I think my two biggest bass, I think, in all honesty, actually took it on the reel in. I don't think they were, I think they were just sniffing around it and took it on while I was reeling in. So, who knows? Come on, whatever just knocked on the blue rod, take it. Because it's due a change anyway. I'm just delaying the inevitable. But I am tempted to bring it in and do another mega worm on that one as well, because these worms won't refreeze now. They've been defrosted 3, maybe 4 times. So I was pushing me luck even wrapping those 4 onto the other hook. What I might do actually is get one of the squid and black wraps and just bulk it out with some more blacks. Yeah, let's do that. I'm going to bring the blue rod in. Whatever just had a sniff is clearly not, is either on there or isn't going to take it. So let's get him brought in and send a fresh bait. So we've had the we're off the blank now. We're on the scoreboard. So I don't mind risking it with bigger baits really now. We've only got maybe another hour before the water's gone. I just keep having to nip up there and check. I think Rose has had enough. She's not feeling it tonight. And yeah, so another hour, depending on the water, depending on how quickly it goes out. The weird thing is, on the as you're looking at it, the blue rod, the pen, seems to be the only one picking up weed. But for the most part, Bluey is remaining completely untouched tonight. Where's my skizzers? Rosa, can I borrow you a sec? Can you get me the scissors out of the bait box, please? No, yeah. Thank you. That one was very elasticated. I think something definitely had a peck at it, we saw it, but whatever it was decided it wasn't interested, unfortunately. So we will I'm trying to think. Oh, hello.
What?
Did you just...
No. No, when did it?
I'm never going to know now until the edit whether that was me or whether that was a bite. Just as I looked up then, the rod tip was vibrating, but I'd just pulled the bait off this hook, so I don't know, and I never will know now. Well, actually I will, because obviously, like I say, I'll see it in the edit. Ow, ow, ow. There's definitely a slight judder. But yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get one of these squid and blacks. And then I'll lash some extra worm onto it once it's on the hook. Oh. Plenty of elastic. The elastic's been so the amount of elastic I sent through the washing machine, Rosa. Yeah. Well, I don't think the pennel hook's going to do much good on this size of bait, but nope. But there we go, big old sausage of blackened squid. Now we're off the mark. Let's risk it. Let's risk it. Now I'm going to have another cuppa while these soak for a bit. But I can go home happy. I've had my cod. It's not a blank. That's 2 trips in a row, not a blank. So I'm happy. See where that settles, which side of the rod it settles on. That one. That'll do nicely. That'll do, pig. That'll do. So, get the brews on, pop you guys back on time lapse. Had some lovely feedback about the music I've been using recently, so I think I'm going to stick with it. You guys seem to really be liking the sort of chill out music, which works for me. I really did get some range on that blue rod then. So I'll keep going with the chill out music as best I can. I'll probably use the same few tracks actually, because there isn't that much on the free to use YouTube music that I've got that classes as a nice bit of easier listening, something that suits a bit of everybody. But yes, first cod 2021-22. If you're this far in the video and you've seen the cod, you must press that subscribe button. Turn that red subscribe button grey, because then it says you've subscribed. If you enjoy this kind of reel fishing, sort of the nitty gritty, the true fishing as I call it, press that bell for the notifications. That'll tell you when I upload. I don't upload I don't have a particular upload schedule. I don't flood you with uploads. You sort of 1-2 a week mainly. Life may change that. This channel may go to a fortnightly fishing channel. Well, we'll have to wait and see. But if that is the case, if what is happening in my life at the moment comes to fruition, we will look at bigger, longer sessions in more varied locations. So if I do end up going over to just being able to fish every other weekend, then yeah, we will definitely switch it over to a broader range of venues. Because at the moment, I mean, the Humber, Immingham, here, East Alton, they're all sort of half an hour from home. Where I'm moving to, I am going to end up being a bit of an inlander again. Where's my towel gone? Has it fallen off? Yes. Sorry. I bet this sounds horrible on microphone. I do apologise. I'll have to undo. Oh, that's better. It's too long. I'll have to have a look at the cinches and straps on the inside, see if I can cinch it in a little bit. If you enjoy the reel fishing, press that subscribe button. If you like the sort of thing I do, where it's sort of real, no nonsense fishing, press the bell icon to be notified of when I do upload. I say at the moment, largely, it tends to be weekly. There is no particular schedule. I don't upload every Saturday, Sunday, Wednesday, Tuesday, you know. That's not me. That's not me. I go live roughly once a month or whenever I've got a big project outside. So if I'm making a lot of rigs, or like I said, I plan on doing some leads in the next week or two, you'll be notified of that as well if you've pressed the bell icon. But you can see on the rod tips that the tide is going out now. I need to be conscious that that red rod isn't that far out. So I'm just going to go have a check at the tides. I'll check on where the water is. I have to go back up the wall a little bit to be able to see over. I'll pop you back on time lapse and I'll see you shortly. Right guys, let me just check, make sure mics are still connected because we've been walking up and down. Yes they are. Right guys, we are coming up to last cast o'clock now. Like I say, Rosa, bless her, I don't think she's not feeling it tonight. Rosa, she likes the wall and she likes the beaches. I don't think when you're all the way down here, there's nothing here but wasteland, fences and a wall. Unless you're genuinely interested in watching the rod tips, which, let's face it, for an 8-year-old, they can't watch them all night. 9-year-old. Make your mind up how old you are, will you?
9, because it was my birthday last month.
It was. Oh.
I wasn't 7 last year.
Little rattle on the tiny little rattle on the red rod.
And the blue.
No, I think the blue one is just tide noise. We're now fishing both on polypennel with large hooks, as I've said. You know,
What's your last cast gonna be on?
The last cast, I'll probably resend both rods. There's going to be, we're coming up to last cast o'clock. We're not at last cast yet. We'll give these baits sort of 10-15 minutes. We'll do a couple of rapid changes. The wraps that I've got left won't go home, so whatever's left will go into the water. But we will definitely get one more cast on each rod, and then I'll probably resend the blue rod as I'm packing down the red rod. That's generally what I do. Lots of little rattles, but we're starting to see a lot of weed. coming in. I don't know if it showed up on the time lapse, but the blue rod just brought in a hecka big chunk of weed. There was all sorts on it, all sorts of different types. I couldn't name them, but they were all different. There were lots of different types of weed. I'll be honest, both rods, really, there's been knocks on them all night, but no takers. That little codling that we had, I never even knew it was there. I don't know if it'll show up on time lapse. Oh no, we did, didn't we, Rosie, with that little codling? We saw some little knocks, didn't we? Yeah. But I didn't think anything had taken it. I didn't think anything was still on there, but it was lovely. Lip hooked, went back nice and happy.
Before it died from air.
Before it, yes, it didn't die from air, it went back. You know, these kids who reckon they've got it hard at school. They don't know what's coming to them, do they? They don't know what's coming to them. We were all the same, everybody's the same. We were all the same, coming up through school. Oh, I hate school, I can't wait to be done. It's, you know, it's exhausting and it's hard work and it's, yeah, it's not the real world though, is it? The real world soon comes up and gives you a slap around the face and says, come on, get on with it.
Smack.
Yeah, it really does.
Smacking bite. Smacking no reverse card.
Maybe it's weed. Little rattle on blue rod again. Just little rattles, nothing, no firm takes, little rattles. And like I said, that's pretty much all we've had all night. It's just been little rattles, just little knocks all night. It's quite infuriating, or I find it quite infuriating. There it goes again.
Uno, reverse card.
Yeah, it's quite infuriating really when you've got all these little nibbles and you're searching out for something big and there's evidently little fish out there just pecking away, nudging the bait around, or maybe even crabs, although I'm not seeing any evidence of crabs. Like I said, we are starting to see a lot of weed coming in now, so chances are these little knocks are probably just bits of weed attaching themselves to the line. I'll be honest, if I bring these in 5-10 minutes and there's a load of weed on them again, I'm probably going to call it quits. We'll have to wait and see. I'd also love, actually, in the comments, guys, I'd love to see your rig suggestions, and I'll maybe get round to tying some. Bonkers Bank is a long, deep, clean beach. And I'd love to hear your rig suggestions other than pulley pennels, really. I love experimenting with new rigs. I really do like the Wessex rig. The one I tied, I've realised I've cocked it up. It's the second hook length. The bottom hook length is far too long, and it just keeps wrapping up amongst the top hook length. But when it comes to bonkers, I'll probably edge my bets. I will probably do one big bait and a scratching rig, so a 2-hook clip down or something like that with some smaller hooks on, just in the hope of having some fish to show. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, guys, not a lot to report. There is still other fishermen here, but the fishermen that are further up the wall will get longer fishing than I will here. The water goes a lot faster, or the water goes from in front of here a lot faster than it does up there, or should I say it's deeper up there. So yeah, they will still have time fishing, to the point where we will probably walk past them and they'll probably still be fishing. I'd also like to hear, actually, I know probably nobody's going to tell me because they like to keep it to themselves, but I'm going to ask anyway. I would also like to hear about where on the east coast, I say on the east coast, let's say Holderness down to Mablethorpe, some good areas for spinning, and hopefully some drop shotting areas as well. Because I'd love to take Rosa spinning, because I think it's something she could do. It's very active. There's lots of sort of action going on, and hopefully, obviously, when is it, start of March, when we get back into bass season, that's when I'll be looking to doing it, that we'll go try spinning for some bass.
What's spinning?
It's with those little rods. You cast them into the waves and they've got little pretend fish on them in the hope of catching a bass. Because I do like a good bit of sea bass.
Okay.
Yeah, sea bass.
Yeah.
Yeah, and some drop shotting with the little rods, you know, just dropping them off. Because the problem is with Cleethorpes, there's a pier, but you're not allowed to fish off it. I don't know why. I don't know why.
Gates closed.
No, this isn't a pier, Rosa. So I don't know where you can go, you know, south of Brid basically, where there's a pier you can fish off, or somewhere where you can go drop shotting just with some light gear. Because I'd love to add sort of scorpion fish and bullfish to my species, to my captured species. If it means I have to go up to Scarborough or somewhere like that, then maybe that's something I'll do, certainly in summer. But for right now, I'd like to know sort of if there's any way you can do it through winter, really. But it's been like this all night, nothing really going on with the rods. Like I say, with the codling we have had, and I'm going to keep knocking home that we've had a codling. With the codling we have had, it's we didn't really know it was on. The line felt heavy, but there was no kickback from it. So
Our first fish from today.
yeah, and it's looking like it's probably going to be our only fish from today. So how long have I been yapping away? Let's have a look, see if it's time to reel these in and send some fresh bait. So like I say, I don't really want this bait to go to waste. It's been 10 minutes. It's been 10 minutes. So I'm going to have another quick cup of tea and then we'll bring them in. So I'll stick you back on time lapse, and obviously I'll bring you back off time lapse when I reel in, if there's a fish on there. If there isn't, we'll keep going until the end. See you in a bit.
Don't know.
Okay. Right guys, I've just been and had a look over the wall. The water's all but gone. So I'm going to call that a day.
Yay!
Like I say, she's no enthusiasm for it today. I'm going to call that a day. We've tidied up a little bit. I've sorted out that line that I just dragged in, and I've just it's in my coat pocket actually. Just took all the weed off and put it in my coat pocket. So yeah, I'm going to pack the camera down. Where are you going? Oh, she's checking the water. I thought she was setting off home. But chances are these lines now will just be in a couple of feet of water. So I've fed the rest of my bait to the non-existent fishies. Probably to the gulls, to be fair. I'm going to pack the rods down. I'm not going to do a pack down montage because you won't be able to see anything because it'll be too dark.
You've got your head torch.
Yeah, I've got my head torch. I've also got a spare one for you to wear for walking back so that you can see where you're putting your feet. So guys, I'm going to pat the camera down. Don't forget, I know I've said it loads in this video because I've said it in every segment, but don't forget to like, share and subscribe. It genuinely does help me out. We are at 770 something, I want to say. Let me have a quick look. So let me just check, 772. So a big welcome to all the new subscribers. Sorry, there's messages from other fishermen. So big thank you to all my subscribers. I really do appreciate every single one of you. Love me or hate me, I still appreciate you.
Love that out.
So guys, like, share, subscribe, stay safe, tight lines, I'll see you later. Don't forget, join in the conversation in the comments. I've asked a load of questions in this episode and I'd like as much feedback as I can get. I'll see you later.